Hi, I'm Philip James. I was just interviewed by my friend Keith Andrew on his show. Great show. Everything's going so awesome with it. He has been doing this for so long, and it just seems to be getting funner and better every time you do it.
Disabilities, called by my talk show is to show people that even with every learning disabilities, I can still allow something. At the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there to never give up and prove people wrong, no matter what. So the labels do not dictate who you are going to be. With that being said, I wanted to take this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Keith Andrew, and you're watching the one and only KeithAndrewNetWork, the talk show host with a learning disability. Available on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and all social media. This is season 12, number 67, also known as 1167. It's kind of a long number, but yeah, season 12, number 67. I'm here to a good friend. Haven't seen you in 5 years, but we've been keeping in touch online. It's great to see you, my friend. How have you been?
Doing good, Keith. Just sticking with it, grinding day in, day out, not stopping, keeping going, and you know, just sticking with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can talk about anything you want, PG, PG-13. You can use profanity if you want. I will follow your lead. This is your time. So the first thing I want to ask you, let's talk about COVID. How has COVID impacted your life since the last time we spoke?
Well, it was a tough time for everyone. I mean, thing going on, a lot of lives were lost, and then you had some people don't think it's real, some people think it's real. It winds up affecting relationships with people as it shouldn't, but just it's been long. It's been luckily enough, thank God, I haven't lost anyone in my immediate family to the virus, and me and my family have been taking said precautions to just, better safe than sorry. It's not something you want to come home with and maybe get everyone infected, and it could just go south really quick. So, just trying to be safe, trying to be careful, and trying to look out and take care of those close to me with hopes that those close to me will do the same.
No, absolutely. Now you can't fix stupid, obviously, but it's better to get ahead of the herd and say, I'm gonna take care of myself. And if you don't take care of yourself, the hell with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's you don't really want to say to hell with you because you never really want to. Maybe I just learned this from my father. My father was in the military, but no one gets left behind. You always got to keep everyone together, keep everyone close, and hopefully keep everyone healthy.
No, you're great. I agree with you. And the biggest thing is as long as you're vaccinated, get your flu shots, your COVID shots, you limit the chances of being hospitalized. Now, with that being said, you're still going to get sick, but you cut your chances down of being hooked up to a life support machine. So it's very important yep, I'm hitting it on the nose. It's very important to get vaccinated. But the next one out, but you mentioned a question, a subject, or a comment that you mentioned. I actually want to hit on that you said it affects your relationship with either you're dating someone or your family. I haven't seen COVID really affect people's families like that. I am curious what you meant by that.
Well, I mean, me personally, I haven't. My some people in my family are it's a hoax, and some people take precautions, and that's just everywhere. I'm sure everyone's family has some people here, some people there. But I've witnessed people. My day job for a while is in a medical center, and I'd see some people just very against it. It's all a hoax, and uh I've just watched a bunch of people where you'll see like two people together, and one person's like, "Hey, yeah, we got to do this. We got to be safe," and the other person's like, "Ah, screw that. It's fake." Da, 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 da," and then that'll just create tension, and we all know what can happen when enough tension is there.
That's true. And here on the Keith Andrew Network, it's freedom speech, self-expression, but it's up to a point. I interviewed someone recently. I don't talk to him anymore, so the hell with him. I when he said, "Oh, well, it's a hoax," you would think if the government would tell you if it's serious, then you would put your mask in a bag and wrap it around 5 times and put in
They
it. And
did tell us it was serious.
now
Nobody listened though.
that's true. And the same thing. And it's a hoax. It's like, you know what? Until you're hooked up to a life support machine, you're not going to take it personally. And it's true. There's people who were hooked up to a machine that said, you know what? I regret my life decisions and I wish I was smarter. Really, you're at death's door and it took you roll vet to
Yeah,
get like a smack up the people are just freaking stupid. I mean, I'm supposed to be disabled, but I mean, come on, it just wake the hell up.
that free will can sometimes.
It's true. You can't fix stupidity, but you can numb it with a two. No, you can't fix stupid, but you can numb it with a 2x4.
That's good. I never heard that one. I like that. I'm gonna use it one day.
Absolutely, go ahead, but I get credit for it. I've been using it for a number of years. So the
Nice,
next one
nice.
I want to talk to you about, the last time
Okay.
we talked, are you still an actor?
Yes, yes, I'm still acting. Been fairly busy. I did a few episodes with Discovery ID, and I teamed up with this sketch comedy group called Bragging Rights. They do this great monthly show that's kind of like Saturday Night Live meets Wow and Out, where it's a bunch of sketch shows. 12 actors get split into two groups, red group, blue group. They each write three sketches, or well, they write a bunch of sketches, and then the final three get chosen on. They perform them at the show, and two celebrity judges and the audience give the vote at the end of the show for the winner of the Bragg Sketch Comedy Championship. And it's just a reoccurring monthly show that I've been working with them for a few years, and it's just a fun one. And we're actually celebrating our 8-year anniversary on the show on November 9th. So if
No,
anybody wants to come
congrats.
have a laugh, come check it out. I'm not sure if I will be in the show. I recently took a few months away from everything. I am now a father. At the end of August, my wife gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, and I've just been using the past, well, geez, she's almost 2 months. I've just been using the past few weeks to just soak it all in, learn how to become a father, and just get to know my daughter. And I might possibly be in the November 9th show. I haven't really spoken with the producer of the show. I've just been focusing on my daughter mostly. But even if I'm not in the show, enough time might have passed where my wife might give me a pass out of the house, and I'm going to try to go check the show out. I can guarantee you, at least it will be an extremely funny show. I've never once done or seen a show that wasn't a rib cracker.
It's let me ask you your opinion on this. And well, first off, congrats on being a father.
Thank
That
you,
is a
man. Thank
wonderful experience. And actually, I'm gonna throw this out to you. This December 14th, I'm doing a Christmas episode for my talk show. You and your wife and your daughter are welcome to be part of it.
Oh, sweet, man. Yeah, send us an invite. To be honest with you, I'm not sure what state my daughter will be in. It might be a day where we're doing nothing but changing diapers and cleaning baby all day. We might not be able to attend, but if Madison, me and my wife are good. Yeah, we'd love to be there.
Well, it is December 14th at 8 p.m. if you're interested.
Sounds like a plan, man. Thank you very much. I'm gonna write that down.
Absolutely. And actually, doing my other event, I'm not 100% unsure about the day. I have to look at the calendar, but June 10th will be my 12-year anniversary as well.
Congrats, man. That's a tenure right there. You got some age to this show.
So the question I want to ask you next, so I heard it on the radio. I want to throw it past you. I want your honest opinion with every because you've been on my show not numerous times, and thank you for that. I want you to be honest. If I pitch my idea to Netflix or Hulu, do you think it's good enough to be picked up?
For what?
What
Keith
I'm,
Andrews? For
yeah, what I
this?
have been doing. Your honest opinion.
Um, Honestly, I've watched a bunch of your interviews and everything. I like your show. I enjoy it. Um, the only thing is I'm not sure if like Netflix, Hulu, if they have anything like that that you could like compare it next to like let's say like with Netflix, like, oh, a great murder mystery, da da da, that's just like this or just like that. Like the other shows that are on it. I mean, you could open up a door to something new and you pitch it to them and someone bites and that's the next thing, and all these streaming services are now going to have interview shows like this also. If anything that's on regular TV, I don't see why not. And this show is very similar to a lot of other interview shows that are on regular TV. And so I don't see why not. I would say you'll never know unless you try. And if you don't try, the answer will be no.
No, I agree with you. I always thought about if I ever get like a studio and a professional wrestler in the ring, we would end the show with a wrestling match. So it's a will of everything. It's kind of like you cater to the wrestling fans, you cater to actors who do the acting skits. So my show isn't just about people with disabilities, it's about people in the entertainment world who want to get exposure. So it's a win-win. But it isn't about me. We can always talk about that off the air. But I want you to be brutally honest. When I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what made I usually say this at the end, but I'm gonna change it up. When I reapproached you to be a guest on my talk show, what was your first reaction and what made you say yes?
Well, when you reapproached me to do it the second time, what we're doing right now,
Yes.
I'll be honest with you. I was actually, me and my wife were joking about this a few days ago. When you first reached out to me to do the interview, my daughter was like 3, 4 days old. And I'm a new parent. So me and my wife were like trying to figure out how to care for another human. That's why at first I told you my schedule was a little jammed up. I just needed a little bit. And once we kind of figured out how to do things, I don't know. I remember the last time we did this, I had a blast with you. I thought it was great. I love this show. I love what you do. And it hits me so hard seeing you do this. And I have a family member who's on the spectrum and he's trying to get into, or well, he's a very young child, but he has aspirations towards being in the business. He's into editing and cartoon animation and whatnot. And just to see someone with a disability forcing through and pushing through, and this show, like you just said, what'd you say, 10 years
Oh,
coming up in
12,
June?
11 and a half years.
11 and a half, bro. That's insane to do that much. It hits me, man. I love it. I love it. You know what you said we could curse? I
Yeah,
fucking love it.
absolutely. It's on. I like the reason I say it's uncensored is because I want you to express yourself. I want you to be open. I'm not saying, do anything political or yeah, that's on you if you want
I
to.
can't like moon everybody right now, right?
Absolutely. But I want you to express yourself just to have fun. So yes, it's PG, PG-13, rated 14, rated M. It's not like I'm not gonna have a woman on the show showing off her boobs because that would defeat the purpose of houses catering to disabilities. For me, but seriously, for me, I'm showing you that I can cater to every single member of the audience out there in every different demographics. Cater to kids, to adults, to whoever. And you don't have, and I said this, I made a post saying I'm looking for people earlier, and I said it, you do not have to have a disability by being on my show. Just the fact you're taking the time to be on my show, you're supporting me. And what you get in return is I'm supporting you and hearing about your message and your career and anything you want to promote. So it's a win-win. You're helping me and I'm helping you.
You ever see the movie Chuck and Larry? It's a sucker. It's a sucker.
But then that's the biggest thing that gets me. And it's kind of like, oh, you have a talk show. Do you have to have a disability to be on your show? No, it's like you're missing the point. You don't have to have a disability to be on my show. I
Mhm.
get that beaten over my head. Just the fact saying, do you just interview just I give you an example and then I'm gonna pass it over to you. One of my favorite women wrestlers that I liked, Amy DeMont. She was the last person I expected to hear this from because I have been hearing it a lot. Oh, well, why you want me on your show? Don't you just interview disabled people? And and you can laugh if you want. It sounds it's messed up, but so I asked Lita and I said, I'm a big fan. You're a former women's champion. I grew up watching you. It would be an honor and privilege to have you on my show. And she stopped and looked at me like a freaking deer in the headlights. I thought your show is about disabled people and people with disabilities.
Mm.
And it's kind of like, man, you missing the point.
Maybe, from what you're saying, maybe it sounds like a lot of people are thinking that
Yeah.
with you when it comes to your show. Maybe in your pitch or in your description of it, there should maybe just be something like, "Hey, look, it's not about disabled people talking. Yes, I personally have a disability. However, that's not what this is about. Yeah, whatever. I'm disabled and I'm doing this and we're pushing forward and we're doing it. But this is a talk show. We're trying to have a regular talk show. People in the business, people. If you have a disability, that could be something, but that's not what they say the bread and butter behind it. Like that's not the huge thing. This is a talk show. This is the entertainment talk show, and you don't need a disability to do it. The fact that you have one you do. That's not the point. That's neither here nor there. And maybe I don't know. I don't produce a talk show like you. I'm not sure how to put out the description behind it, but
But
maybe that could be a factor.
all you have to know is it's a wonderful talk show. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be wonderful. People are going to love it.
People love it. People love it. We have. Oh man, I do a horrible trope. I can't. I'm not even gonna try.
I know I butcher it, but I just want to make you laugh. The next one, if I may, I want to talk to
Yeah,
you
no.
about price inflation, especially now because you do have a daughter, and if you don't mind me for using her for an example, you do have a daughter and you are married and you started a family, and you can throw it back at me too. Um, how has the price increases affected you?
Things are more expensive and we're not making more money. I mean, it's right there. Where I think that's just how it is. I mean, my my dreams of waking up a quazillionaire is now a little bit stronger than it was before inflation hit so hard. But it's what we do. We gotta adjust. We gotta learn. We gotta maybe find a different side job. Maybe change our day job to help with adjusting the spending within our family to make more, or pinch here, scrunch there, and it's not even just in you and me are both, we're in the United States, North America. It's not just that. It's hit the whole entire world since what happened, and it's just
But let me
I
ask
don't
you
know.
this. If I may, I didn't mean to interrupt. I do apologize. But let me ask you this. Do you think it's fair for big corporations to, we see minimum wage is now 15. It should be 20. And I'm hoping eventually it will be 20. But I'm not getting my hopes up. It's luckily was at $15. But the guy who I interviewed said, well, we're paying you $15 an hour. That's why we have to increase cereal boxes, shaving creams, um, videotapes. That's why we have to, because we're paying you more, we have to increase the prices on everything. Do you agree or disagree with that statement?
I mean, makes sense. If you spend it, if more money, how can I how can I put this? If people are making, no, that math doesn't even add up in my head. I
Well,
mean, it's
here's an example. You get $15 an hour, and me and my dad used to get out of shop, right? We was under 200, maybe 300. Now we can't get out of there unless it's freaking five or 600, and that's a lot of money. And who has that type of money? So just because I
yeah.
get $15 an hour, that justifies jacking up the bill on all the merchandise in the store. I went into Stop and Shop, and the Joex razor was $45. You know, the hell is it? Screw that. I would rather get a $10 razor that does the job instead of paying $45 for a free pack. You know, it's
As long as it
bullshit.
does the job. As long as it does the job and you don't wind up with like little pieces of toilet paper all over your face.
No, I agree. But the biggest thing, well, would you agree, or I'm gonna pass the show over to you now. Do you agree or disagree that you're only paying for the name? You know, for an example, Bounty. Um, Now you're putting me on the spot. Uh, Bounty and Goodyear, or anything with a fancy name. It's a fancy name. It's really pretty, but you're paying for the name. That's what you do. So if you get something that's not a big name, yes, it's cheaper, but you at least you don't have to pay that feel after bucks. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and then you don't like you're paying for the name, so you're kind of paying for the quality, for
Right.
the safety of mind to know, like you said bounty, like it's the quilted picker upper, and it's gonna get everything done. It's gonna do it. And if you go buy a roll of paper towels for like $1.50, and it's like, hey, 5 stack, this is super, this is gonna work. For all you know, you could open it up and it doesn't work. It's like you're just paying for the insurance that it's gonna work, and yeah, bills are too much, rent's too damn high. Like I, I'm, I agree with you on it. However, they got to make their money, and we got to make our money, and everybody's got to get paid. And the only way everyone can get paid is to turn on the printer, which then will devalue the dollar. And
I'm not saying if you're a big corporation, you can spend a couple of bucks. It
yeah,
won't kill you, especially like Elon Musk. And he's not really that much of a freaking genius because he killed Twitter.
yeah, I never got on Twitter, so I didn't watch I wasn't part of was that the death of Twitter and the birth of X or whatever that was, man. I'm not huge with social media and what have you, but yeah, I was listening to it. I watched it, and hey, and now what? You gotta pay to be part of that, right? To be part of X, the new Twitter or whatever that is.
I think so. But once it comes to that, if you have to pay to use a website, then I won't have any purpose of using social media anymore if you have to start paying for it. But I want to pass it over to you. Was there any subjects that get you fired up? Was there anything you wanted to talk about? I have no cards up my sleeve. You can talk about whatever you want. What's the last 4 minutes?
Um, I'm thinking. Uh, the that bragging rights show is coming up. I miss my bragging rights family. I haven't had a chance to do the show in a few months, taking care of Madison and everything. Make sure everybody check them out. Bragging rights, great show. Um, what else is there to speak on? To anyone who doesn't have a child that is considering it, you're on the fence, off the fence. I was told a bunch of times from family, friends, everyone, the change that happens, it's legit. It does. I never knew it was possible to love someone or something as I feel for my daughter right now, and it is heaven. It is the dream I never knew I wanted come true. And yeah, it's just still out there hustling, grinding, following my dreams, continuing my goals. And now I got to keep little one's heart beating.
I do have a couple questions for you off the air. But wrapping up, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked before, but this is how we'll wrap up the show. So after being on the guest once again on the show, how you feel now and what do you recommend it to people out there?
Um, I love your show, dude. I think it's a little messed up how you have those what's it called? Those filter glasses on and you didn't give me no filter glasses. I'm a little irritated about that, but we'll talk about that another time. But yeah, man, I love this show. It was a pleasure to do it again. It was fun the first time we did it. Fun this time. I love what you're doing, man. Keith, do what you love what you do, man. Keep it up. You're doing great, bro.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I do have a couple questions for you off the air, but wrapping up, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest. Our goal is to reach over 500 views, and until we meet again, I catch you later. Thank you, and have a good night.
Just that you saw that matters.